Our first topic on the AER Bboy Bgirl podcast is: do you want breakers to cipher at your funeral?
God damn.
Now, I was peeping the internet once upon a time, and I saw a video of several young breakers ciphering in front of a casket. Now, not much information to go off, so I can only assume this may have been like a recently deceased crewmate's breaking in the honor of the individual who recently passed away.
Yes, I believe that's what it is.
Have you guys ever saw that video?
Yeah, I seen a few videos like that where people like try to honor the deceased by dancing. And they play music at the funeral, and you know, for me that's a bit much, but I get it.
Let's take our time. You get it. All right, let's take our time with this then, homie, because you know, sometimes here in America we see other cultures and customs to be very different and very odd, right? A few months back, I saw a video of a man somewhere in India where he was bathing himself in cow piss. He would put his hands underneath the cow's dick. The cow would piss in his hands, and he would take the piss and pour it over his head. He'd rinse his mouth out with the piss, and then he approached the camera and was saying, "This is holy piss." For those of you guys out there that are familiar with, you know, culture and things of that nature. Now, I'm not bathing in no cow piss. I don't give a fuck how holy it is, okay? But this particular individual found a justification in it, okay? Rich, let's go to you first with regards to this particular question.
Sure. Run it.
With regards to, do you want breakers to cipher at your funeral? Let me ask you this question first, homie.
Yeah.
Can breakers justify ciphering at a crewmate's funeral? Can breakers justify ciphering at a crewmate's funeral?
Is my crew paying for the funeral? Right. That part. Are they running the funeral? Are they paying for the funeral? So I don't know how many funerals y'all been to.
Well, you're dead, so.
Right. I mean, no, I know, but I'm just saying people also arrange for end-of-life arrangements sometimes, right? But anyway, point is, so I'm black. I'm blackity black, African-American, you know, and part of my culture, right, as you want to say, is that, you know, we have a funeral, we have a wake or a repast, right? Part of that is a celebration, right? So we have the funeral, everybody's upset, and, you know, they say their words and things that, and then the repast is like a celebration of life because they're going to another level, right? A higher power. So the celebration is already part of it. So me thinking of like a cipher at like this kind of event kind of makes sense, right? So it kind of makes sense to me. Culturally, that kind of makes sense. I can see that. I've seen people, you know what I mean? Like you get it out in the, maybe people would see it as a negative type of way or as in like a more somber type of way where they're expressing in that like that. And then also part of that is like you speak life to the person of like how you remember them, blah, blah, blah. And then you speak of their memory for them to live on as those positive memories, and then you celebrate them. That's kind of how like that structure goes. At least for me in my life and in my culture and my family, and that's how those kind of things go. So ciphering in my name, and especially in a positive type light, kind of makes sense, right? I could see that. I could see something like that. That's not something I would plan for, you know what I mean? But again, like you said, I would be dead, you know what I mean? So it is, if that's something that happens, that's not something I'll be like, I'm gonna haunt these niggas forever because they was ciphering at my shit. You know what I mean? That's bad.
Can I dance for you?
Right.
Can I dance for you?
Right. Okay. No, for real.
I want to dance for you.
Exactly. But like, nah, we put all these years into this shit.
It's 3 a.m.
I gave my whole body to this. I gave my soul to it in an aspect, right? So it only kind of makes sense that I would be celebrated or remembered in that type of way. So like, to me, that's not foreign. Amen. That's not alien shit. Okay. And it is what it is.
All right.
Like, and I'm gone also, by the way. So I'm really, fuck can I say?
All right, let me pass that microphone. Thank you, Rich. Let me pass that microphone over to Super Herrick. Super Herrick, now, my family knows that I'm involved in breaking, but my b-boy life is different than my family life. It's separate. Okay.
No, it ain't.
Let me ask you this, homie. Would your family accept a random cipher at your funeral?
Not random. Why you say random, bro?
They would.
Your family know us though. Like,
I think my so my family, which will be just my mother and my grandma, that's it, and my sisters. I mean, my mom is mostly Catholic, right? So I think she's the only one that would be a little odd about it. Other than that, I think everyone else would be like, yeah, fucking
So if we all showed up to your funeral and we were like, yo,
oh yeah,
Cypher up,
I think
they'd be okay
they
with that.
knowing me, the way my mind works, and the way I am, I think they'd be cool about it. Funny you said that because when my grandfather passed away, my dad, because he raised me, right? I was raised by my grandfather. My uncle. Well, my uncle is nuts. He was complaining in a sense because my grandpa was a criollo, right? He needed the music, the Peruvian classic music.
Okay.
And my mom was, she was sad, it was sad, for her. And she wanted like a quiet thing, but he was complaining about, well, he has so many friends and he was all about the party life and this and that. And then, meanwhile, when we were taking the clothes, I found a half a straw cut in my grandpa's suit, which, I mean, he was still like 80 and I think he still was Peruvian style, you know what I'm saying? So I can understand the perspective, but also I can also understand my mother's perspective, not knowing or not, well, knowing, but not actually accepting that perspective, right?
Okay.
Because I would know it when I would go to his house. Because he wouldn't walk that fast, but when he walked fast, I'd be like, hey, what's up?
Okay.
What you doing? He's like, oh, son, what you doing?
yo,
Excellent. Excellent.
Let
Thank you.
me
Thank you.
let me
You met
also
my
shout
grandfather.
out. Let me, I met
he was crazy.
He's a wild man.
Yeah.
Let me also shout out to one of the best one of a memory that stands out to me thinking about this was for Bgirl from X Fiends, and they had the Bgirl jam
Rest in
and
peace.
his memory and all that, and rest in peace. They had like a 21 gun salute almost, right? But it was like the crew members, and they each did like a round in the memory of Billy. And I thought that was bad dope. And then also that was a side that wasn't at the funeral, right? That was a jam.
Okay, hold it right
know
there.
what I
Hold it
mean?
right
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
though. Hold it
Look,
right there, because
hold up.
that. Hold on. I
Okay.
want. That's actually going to lead into my next question, which I want to ask Jigs.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah,
Jigs, let me ask you this, homie. Would you attend a jam in honor of a breaker if it was at their recently deceased viewing? So, like as he earlier mentioned, their wake. So I don't know. Suppose somebody was organizing an event and they said wake and break, but it's actually at the viewing.
It's going to happen.
Would
Watch.
you attend?
At the same time,
Would you attend at the same time?
Yes, I would attend, and yes, I would attend, and I also feel like, a bit guilty because I didn't go to like Little Lep's funeral, and I felt like I should have been there, but sometimes it's a lot, to like show up and then be around people, who are kind of like strangers to you, but who knew him, and then them, and it's just like, it's just, I don't know. It's just
Well, homie, let me jump in real quick, because Little Lep was just a funeral, if I'm not mistaken. I'm talking about if the funeral or the viewing was a jam, like you could register on Break Connect to at the jam at the viewing. There's a 1v1, and the judges were sitting in front of the casket. Would you attend? Would you attend that event?
No, I would not attend.
that's a lot.
I probably would not like tell anyone else to attend. Even if it was like it's crazy. Even if it was me, nah, bro. Like I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't.
No, not your thing.
Nah.
Okay.
I wouldn't tell them to attend.
Okay.
If
All right.
if it was a funeral and a service or something, yeah, but like let's go Cypher
Yeah, I'm talking about integrating breaking.
and Jiggy's right here
Right.
at the casket. And I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
That's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
I think it'll be hard to manage the
Well,
feelings.
listen, homie, I'm not shooting from the hip.
even though I would
that happens.
even though I would want motherfuckers to dance.
I'm in the finals.
When I die-
I'm in the finals.
Well, hold on.
Even though when I die,
hold on, now
yo,
you
dog, we gotta
contradicting
do the
yourself.
routine.
Now you
if
contradicting
it was
yourself.
me, if
Yo,
it was
I'm
me,
at Jake's wake.
If
it
it
was
was
in a
somebody
somebody
with
final.
else-
mine coming,
no, if it was me,
battle.
then
next
yeah,
week.
if y'all want to dance, next
but
to
you
me,
not going.
I'm in the finals, yo.
if y'all
Bro,
want to
ready to do the
dance
routine.
next to me when I'm gone,
Yo, is there prize money? Hold up.
nah.
So, okay.
Yo, well, let me hold on before you move on. Before you move on, all right.
Is there
Before you
prize
move on.
money?
It is prize money.
Check it out. Before you move on.
We out.
It's not a crazy thought because there's been crazier thoughts through like ancient societies,
Prize
right?
money's crazy,
Like
bro.
mummies and stuff like that. It's been
You said mummies. That was
no,
crazy.
no, I'm just saying,
Hold
like
it down, hold it down, hold it down.
Peruvian culture, like the Incas, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The Aztecs weren't big on mummies. No, the Peruvians were big on that, on like preserving like the image, right? And I heard this. It was I think it was in the Dominican news that it was an accident of a guy with a motorcycle. And they got him, I don't know if it was how they did it, but he wasn't in a casket. He was on his motorcycle with like a gloss thing. I don't know how they did it.
It's like a normal shot of a guy on a motorcycle, but look at the looks you get. He is dead. When you explain, it's his funeral and he is the deceased. In the funeral business, they call this an unusual post-mortem display, but in plain language,
He's dead.
And that's how they went to see him during his wake. So that's the first thing I thought when you mentioned this. So I think there's been worse ideas of celebration the death than this one that you bringing up. I think a jam is
we're
not,
breakers, though. That's
not
why I'm
as,
applying
it's
breaking.
not as bad as like, you know, the Incas. Some of the Incas will have like literally like their grandfather, the sister, the mother outside of the house still mummonized, you know. So, you know, and they will integrate them to their parties. Like they will bring it from outside, they will bring it into their huts so they can like celebrate with them. So the idea of that is not as crazy, but would I attend to something like that? I don't know. One thing that I want to get back with like what Jig said, I actually went, so Little Lead was one of my big inspiration when I watched Beach for sure, for me. And when I heard that he passed, I wanted to go, but I didn't fucking know him. I never met him. I'm a random fucking guy. So out of the respect, because I was like, fuck, I don't know him. Like, you know, like this is weird to me, right? Because it's a wake. It's like it's sad, bro. It's
show
like
up,
yeah,
that's weird.
It's
Yeah,
weird. So
yeah.
it was really hard for me. Yeah, it's really hard. Even though that
I feel the same way, and I know him.
right, it was hard for me,
And I don't want to even see his family and
Right.
deal with that.
right.
Right, yeah,
So
yeah.
I think
No, you're right.
in that perspective, emotional, because you know the acceptance of the absence of that soul in that body, because it won't be there. I think that's hard to transform it to a party by what a jam is. And I think that's hard, but I mean, is it possible? It's very possible. Is it going to happen?
It
I
happens.
believe it will happen.
It does happen.
I think it's going to happen.
It happens. I have video footage. People who do
No,
it.
but I think it will happen as a jam, and I think someone will do it at some point.
like a
Someone
1v1?
Yeah, someone
at
will
a
do
viewing?
it. Yeah.
Okay.
And some people will sign up.
Okay. All right. Thank you,
like
man.
The Little Lep one-on-one championship type
Something
shit.
At
like
the
that.
wake,
I
at the
think it will
viewing,
happen.
with the roses, with the flowers,
Little
with this
Lep
picture, with the
1-on-one
body.
championship.
Yo.
Okay.
The winner lets out the doves and shit.
No, you're right. You're right.
But
So-
yes, so it's
okay.
not as crazy concept because through history, people
Don't do
have
that for
done
me. I'm
crazier
good.
concepts.
I believe it. I believe
can't
it.
dig
All right.
this
Thank
out,
you.
man.
Thank you, Harry. Appreciate that.
That's
All
a
right,
lot.
gentlemen.
I'm so happy I'm here in this podcast.
Final,
Bam, bam, bam.
final thoughts, guys. Do you want breakers to cipher at your funeral? All right. We spoke about understanding other people breaking at their funerals because it has happened. There's footage out there of other people breaking at their funerals. You spoke about wakes. You spoke about possibly attending a battle at a wake and registering via Break Connect. So it's Break Connect.
The break connect.
What
plug
are
is
your
crazy.
thoughts? What are your thoughts, homie? Do you want breakers to cipher at your funeral? Yes or no?
break connect is crazy. Cypher's fine. I think if that's how you need to get it out, if in breaking is in a form of expression that we all share and and y'all know Rich for doing that, then Cypher way.
So it's okay to break at your funeral.
It's okay to
in
break
front of your moms, in front of your family, your sister, and all that stuff.
They all know, bro. More than half my life I've been breaking.
They'll be okay with that.
Breaking's my life.
They would be okay with that.
I'm dead. What else they gonna say? They gonna jump in the Cypher? What they gonna do?
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, what's gonna happen?
All right.
And I'm gonna be there too. I love you, Rich. For
bro,
real.
yo.
Fuck that.
Thank you, Jiggy. Yeah. Fuck
All right. Super Herrick, final thoughts.
Okay.
Do you want breakers to cipher at your Peruvian funeral?
Yo, your funerals in Peru is crazy, bro.
They don't mind
I don't know if
money.
I'm going.
Nah. Fuck, you gotta get a visa and shit.
Yo, I don't know if I can get back.
Nah,
these
you won't
days,
get
bro.
back.
Yeah, they don't let you in the U.S.
Well, Peruvian will get you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Anyways,
man.
so you remember this? I think. Remember, I was with. Remember when my grandfather was like at the last moments, right? Yeah. I went to a jam. I was feeling like shit, and and I told my sister, I was like, yo, I got to do something, and she looks at me, she's like, you're gonna go fucking break? I'm like, yeah, don't tell my mom. Right, because my mom would have fucking be like, "What the fuck? You usually need to stay there." I'm like, well, I went to the jam. I entered with Atlas, right? And when I did my round, the minute that I did my round, Robert messaged me saying that, "Oh, I think that's it." Right. So now, because of that, I would not mind when I'm there, the people dance, because I dance at that moment that someone like my grandfather, which is my father that raised me, right, left Earth. So I wouldn't. If you want to dance, that's the way you want to get it out.
You're okay.
I'll be okay.
You're okay if people ciphered at your funeral.
Yeah, you better dress nice though. You can't just come in. Dress nice, you know.
How about a jam? Can we have a jam at your funeral?
I don't know about a jam. I don't know.
At the funeral?
At the funeral, I don't know
An
about
active
the
jam.
Buy my book, so maybe my kids could get money or something like that. But I don't know about a jam. I
Just
can't get.
cipher.
Yeah, you can dance. Yeah, I'm more worried about all the girls that are gonna be at the funeral more than anything. That's gonna be hard to explain for everyone else that's there.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you, Herrick.
It's not your problem no more.
That's not my problem anymore.
Not your problem no more.
Final thoughts, Jigs. Final thoughts, Jigs. Talk into the microphone, please, if you could. Do you want breakers to cipher at your funeral? Supreme Beings at your funeral. Ciphering. Salute to Supreme Beings. All of them. All of them. They coming up from Florida.
I'm not gonna say that I want people to dance at my funeral, but if they do, then that's on them, and that's great. That's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna think about it like, when I'm not here no more. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you could put it in your will.
Should they?
You know?
Nah. Should they dance?
The
like,
will is
nah.
crazy. The will is crazy. All of a sudden,
That's real talk, my nigga.
got a
Like,
will.
you could put it in your will.
thou
Like,
should not break.
this
at
is my life.
I feel like some people will dance.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
And
of course.
and that's on them, and that's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? That's awesome. That's on y'all. But if y'all don't, that's all right too. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever
how
danced
about a
on the
jam
memory of someone?
at your funeral for $500 cash prize?
Yo,
$500 cash prize.
yeah. I hope somebody who wins that $500
Give a fuck. Give a fuck. I hope they give a fuck about
will
me.
never forget me.
Right, yeah.
What if it was one of your enemies? Like, a nigga who didn't fuck with you at all?
Well, then your enemies
Good
care
for
about
them,
you.
yeah,
Your
good
enemies
for
care
them.
about you.
They went to the jam,
Yeah,
so
they
they
was
care
there.
about you.
They care about
Or
you.
maybe they needed the $500, but I mean,
Whatever.
they could still win.
Okay.
Yeah,
put up the
it
500?
doesn't even matter. Like,
Don't matter.
To be honest, it's like shit. Fuck it.
That's true. That's true. At
Red
that
Bull
point,
put
it
it
don't
up.
matter.
Asking
It
that
don't matter.
question to you, to you, Rick. Will you let people cipher?
No, fuck no. Don't cipher at my funeral, please. I'm telling you guys now. Do not do that. My family would not fuck with that.
You a closet b-boy. You
Do not do that. I don't give a fuck.
You a closet
Not
b-boy.
even like a small
that
head spin?
do
feminine
not
shit.
do that. No, no.
Well, you know what? When we
do
go to Rick's funeral,
That's
It's lit. Yo, if you throw a whole jam, my mama would be like, damn. That's what he was
all
doing.
gonna
That's
fucking
what,
go down that
that's what he was
bridge.
doing.
I will roll over in my grave if I find out you motherfuckers.
Just make sure the
By
prize more
that
than
time,
like
I
50
mean, let's
bucks.
say if it was
Nah,
a
you
good
wouldn't.
life
You
to
probably
80
be
years
like, you know
old.
what? It was all right.
I guess.
Wait, how much is the
Maybe.
prize though? Don't
Maybe.
do no cheap shit at my funeral.
A 6-pack of Corona. Yeah. 6-pack of
Six-pack
Modelo.
of Corona.
At least
All right,
I'm
thank you
IPA.
guys. Thank you guys.
In my day, it was movie tickets.